Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I always feel really stupid when I say that, but I wanted to do a My Beautycon NYC 2019 experience. Before I went, I had never been to a Beautycon ever before in my life. I got invited to go as a talent, which I feel like really stupid saying that because I'm not talented, obviously. I just like to throw on loads of makeup and tell you what I think about it. I don't take myself too seriously, and I don't consider myself a professional by any means. But when I got invited to go, I was really excited, and so I was looking online like what to expect to go as a talent, or just kind of what to expect in general, and I felt like there wasn't tons of blogs, tons of videos, things like that on it. A lot of the vlogs that I've watched were mostly like people talking about when they bought tickets to go, and I was so overwhelmed because I had no idea there was just so many different types of tickets. So you could buy like hauler tickets, regular general admission tickets, and then when I looked at the prices, I was just blown away. Like, people spent hundreds of dollars on these tickets, which was nuts. But first of all, if you are going to go as a talent because you were invited and you have no idea what to expect like me, and you're kind of like a little virgin, I'm gonna pop your cherry for you. So basically, when I got there, it said you had to go to a certain area of the drop-off where the talent was to pick up your badge. Now, they didn't send it in the mail or anything like that. When I emailed the person, I said, do you need anything from me at all whatsoever? They said, no, we have your information. All they had was basically my Instagram handle and name, which isn't my like whole name, and then my email. So I was just kind of a little bit nervous because I was coming from 2 hours away, and the email was very vague. It stated basically that I had a +1, but when I emailed and basically asked him, do I have a +1, he said, well, the email doesn't state you definitely do. But so I said, okay, whatever. And then my next email said, where exactly am I supposed to go, and what time should I go there at, and things like that. And he said, well, your email states it, which is the email that said that I had a +1, but then I apparently didn't have a +1. So I was like, I didn't want to completely go off of what that email said, because clearly, like I said, it was really vague, and it said that I did have something and then I didn't. So I'm like, how do I know that I'm going to follow this email and everything's kind of going to work out, you know what I mean? So I just didn't have the best feeling. Like I said, everything just wasn't super organized. So when I got to the drop-off location, nothing was set up. I was there was like 3 or 4 other talents that were there. When I walked in, the security was like, who are you? We have no idea who you people are. We don't even know what you're talking about. We don't have tickets. Nothing was set up, and we were there only like 15-20 minutes early, and I expected that they would be set up, because if you're running something where there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people going, that you would want people to be early, that way things can run a little bit smoother, you know. So I thought that was really strange, and I felt so bad because there was a lot of people that were way younger that had flown in with like an aunt or a mom or whoever, and I can't imagine being 17 and putting in that situation where you just have no idea what's going on. So I really felt bad for those, you know, people that were younger. I brought a +1 with me anyway because I didn't feel comfortable going into that situation alone. They were lucky enough, or I was lucky enough, and they ended up letting me bring a +1, thank God, because it's such a long day. And when I say there's thousands and thousands of people, when I walked out of the talent area onto the main floor, it was so hectic. The lines were insane. There's at least 50 to 100 people in every line. It was nuts. And so just going to the bathroom and trying to find my way back to the talent area, we got lost for over a half hour just trying to figure out where to go. So that was like crazy. So I couldn't imagine again being underage and not being allowed to bring in a +1, even though legally you have to have a guest to come in. So they were giving people a hard time about that were younger, that said you can't have a +1, but legally they have to. But I think they ended up letting, you know, that happen. Again, it was just really unorganized, I would say. It was Beautycon itself that was a little bit unorganized. What was organized though was the actual booths that were in the main floor area, the brands and the booths and stuff that were in the talent lounge. That was all super organized. All the brands were completely nice. A lot of the people there were super, super nice. Everybody was dressed to the nines. I will tell you that if you go and you wear heels the first day, the second day your feet are going to be torn up. I had no idea. I wore heels the first day and I had the worst blisters the next. So I wore like Vans flats, and if you see me on the red carpet in some of my Getty images, that's why I'm wearing sneakers and like these leather looking pants, because my feet were just so torn up. That's kind of something, I don't know how a lot of these big influencers, fancy people did it, because I'm telling you, these people were dressed to the nines and I don't know how their feet can handle it, because I can't. I wanted to die. One thing I will say too is that if you have a regular ticket, the food and drinks in there are crazy expensive, but that's kind of to be expected. I will say though, I felt bad for the people who bought tickets to get in, because it's, like I said, the lines were just insane. And then this one girl told me that she bought a drink and it was like $9-10. The food was outrageous. But my thing is, it makes me feel so bad, because when people are spending so much money to go to something, I feel like they should be treated a little bit better. Because let's be honest, these brands and everything that's going on now with social media, and that's the way they market and stuff, I don't know, it wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for all the followers, all the fans, all the diehard people that aren't talent. So something else that made me feel really, really bad, and I only did it twice because I was with someone else, and it made me feel like really, really guilty, was that if you were a talent, you could basically cut right into the line and get your picture taken and meet the people, or because each booth had their own like little cool setup thing where you could take photos. So basically people would be waiting in line for however long, and then a talent could come up and be like, me and my 4 friends want to take a photo, and you could cut right in. And that made me feel really, really bad. So I only did that like twice because I just didn't find it fair. And another thing, so like a group of like 4 talents could walk up to a booth and basically like, yep, we want our picture taken, hold up the line. So when I was with other people, there was like 2 other people who got theirs done, and it was my turn, and I felt so bad that people were waiting. So I let like 2 other people go, and then I got my picture taken because I just didn't feel good about it. So that's like something else to remember as well. I'm trying to remember. Also, if you go, make sure you don't put your wristband on too tight, because you're not supposed to get it wet. So I would do it to where you can maybe slip it off before you get in the shower, because it's really a pain in the ass trying to shower with it. Especially if you spent all that money and then you get it wet and it doesn't end up getting activated. That would be heartbreaking. The talent lounge was really, really nice. It was fun. It was big. They had lots of drinks and things like that. A lot of the people that I met were super, super nice. Honestly, I felt like none of the bigger talents went on Saturday. Most of them went Sunday, because that's when Cardi B was there, which was a little bit crazy. And I will say it did seem like some of the bigger talents definitely didn't want to be there, but it seemed like their management made them go. But whatever, I could understand that. I completely lost my voice because just from talking to people, networking, as they say it, I didn't feel like I was networking. I just felt like I was meeting new people, which I really, really liked. A lot of the times too, I felt like I wasn't as professional as everyone, because everyone, it felt like, was talking to someone to basically see what they could get out of them, see if they could, you know, book a job and things like that. And I was just super excited to give. Everybody also treated it like a shopping experience, like you could just walk up and take free things, and I just felt guilty about that too. So I was like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I noticed just people would walk up, take stuff, not say thank you, not even introduce themselves, and like walk away. So that was just really uncomfortable. So I treated it more like I was just meeting the people that I had been emailing with, saying hi, getting a face to, you know, an email. So I thought that was really, really cool. And then literally after like an hour of being there, I was like, oh my gosh, these people take this so serious. They're like, people brought their managers, their hair people, things like that, like their team. And so I didn't feel like I was as professional, so I pretended my friend was my manager, and I just like lied. I was like, oh yeah, this is my manager, but I felt like everybody pretty much knew it really wasn't. So definitely be aware of that if you somehow get into the social lounge. They take that shit pretty seriously. So there were some brands too, I'm not gonna say their names, that were just a little bit like, a little stuck up. So definitely beware for that too though, but that's to be expected. So I love you guys. I hope this helps, and